Well, hey everybody. Doggone cold here in Northeast Ohio this morning. Not expecting that. I got the heater running in here, and I'm working on a Magnum pipe for my buddy Dan Robert in Louisiana. And what this is going to have is it's going to have a, well, it's going to be about 10 inches roughly in total. So we'll have a stummel here that'll be partially rusticated. It'll have a smooth top. As you can see down here behind me on the lathe, you got the shank I'm turning right now. Now we're going to have some pine green and swirl for the stem. We'll join this with a piece of stainless steel tubing, and should look pretty snappy. So I'll keep posting or taking videos of this and posting it as I go. So anyway, stay warm. Here we go, winter time. Later. Okay, so I've got this shank turned down, and I'm very close end to end. You know, I do this the old-fashioned way with eyeball and a skew chisel. And I think that this is all the further I'm going to take this down, because what I'm going to do is on the grinding wheel then I'm going to make this an oval shape. And so I'll leave this round form right now, and then I'll take down the top and the bottom when I go to the grinding wheel. The next thing to do is to face this end and face and turn this end, and then go ahead and put a center bore through it at 3/16 to accept the stainless steel rod. Okay, so I got my shank, the blank for the shank blank is turned, and now I'm in the process of turning the stummel. And we'll drill the same, well actually it'll be a 4mm bore from here to the center point, to the apex, where the chamber and the draft line up. And then, I don't know, probably 2/3 of the way in, I'll drill the 3/16, and then that way there's a stop for the tube, and the tube will run between the two, and it'll join them. And then that reinforcement in there will allow me to turn this shank down to be very, very thin. Stay tuned. Well, I have the shank joint that is faced, and I've got it drilled. The next bit of work to be done is I'm going to go ahead and create the reference outside diameter for the stummel, and create the top, and then I'll drill it. And then the next operation will be to turn this back around and attach the shank. So that's what we'll do next. Now with the basic shape cut, and I've created a concave surface here, I can go in now and drill out, and this will be a 20mm bore, and I've marked my bit to the apex, and you can see the line there. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this out now, and then once I drill this out, I'll finish shaping this, the top part of the stummel, and finish the opening, sand this down. This pipe is going to be rusticated most of the way down on the stummel. I'll use a burr on that to create a stippled surface, and then this is going to be smooth on the top. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut a dividing line in here too while I have this on the lathe. Alright, so you can see now, well, I guess you can sort of see the sun's coming in the window now, and it's changes the light direction and everything. But anyway, you've got the surface for the external outside diameter of the stummel. The top has been sanded down to 600. So this is essentially finished. This part. Next operation will be to flip this around again, so that the shank, or the draft really, is on the 0, and then I'm going to insert and glue in, epoxy in the rod, the stainless steel tube, and then we'll add this shank. And it's real important that this get lined up with 0, because when this is all set and ready to go and the tube is glued in, then I'm going to have to face this end to be able to accept, to create a mortise, be able to accept the stem and the tenon. Here we go. I have now the stainless steel tube set. This is the material that's used. And so that tube runs from about there to about there inside that shank, and it's epoxied in. And so this is going to sit here for, I don't know, it's like 5-minute epoxy, but I'll leave it sit for a half hour, an hour. And then after that, the next operation will be to face this end. I'm probably going to put a decoration, maybe some faux ivory on the end here, but it's just going to be a decoration. And then I'll drill out the mortise and put the tenon opening in there. And then the next operation will be to make a stem for it. So you have a little white band and then this green stem. There you go. So keep on keeping on. So, excuse me, I have the pipe drilled. I got a little bit of faux ivory that I put on the end there just as a decoration. And now I'm down to drilling the stem. The bit of acrylic here is set up in the chuck, and we'll finish drilling out the 4mm bore. You can see that I've got the drill bit marked, and just roll in here, kind of clean that out, let the flutes push the material out. This stuff, this acrylic, it's pretty, but it's temperamental, and you get cuttings in the opening, and if you don't give the drill bit time to push that out, it'll throw the drill bit off, and you'll end up with a opening that's not on center. See how that's moving around? So that's the next bit of drilling will be this. I can't remember. It's 3/64, something like that. It's tiny. We'll drill out the opening for the bite zone, and then I'll drill a 1/4 inch opening, and I'll put a piece of 1/4 inch dowelling in there and glue that in, and I'll drill it out with the 4mm drill. Okay, so far I've shaped the rough shape on the stummel and the shank. I've put together the stem blank. It's drilled. It fits in here. So what I have to do next is shape sand this, and basically just take 400 grit, then 600 grit, and you just go over this, buff over it like you're shining a shoe, and it'll take all the high spots off. And then I'm going to take a burr, and I'm going to rusticate this part of the stummel. This will be contrast dyed, and this will be a natural color. And then the other thing I've got to do is I've got to slot and funnel this and cut it down. I think what I'm going to do is make a saddle stem, top and bottom saddle stem for this. I think that'll look good. So keep on moving here. Here's where I am so far. I've got the burr-rustication put onto the stummel, and I've got this the shank finished sanded and buffed down with the bobbing compound to remove any small scratches and so forth. That's a very pretty piece of briar. So I've got a little thinking to do on how I want to finish that, to show that off. Next is to funnel out this stem blank and begin bringing that home too.